There we go. Now we are live.
Hey, we're live. It's Daniel's Dread Tales.
Hello.
Hi, I'm also here.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose I should start talking now because, hello, my name is Renee, she, they pronouns, and I will be your Daniel this fine evening. Boy, it feels weird. I will be running a Star Trek adventure that I wrote. We'll be running it in Mothership System because, why not?
Here to run the Star Trek system.
Yeah, it's a one-shot. I didn't want anybody to have to learn an entirely new system for a one-shot. And also, Mothership is sufficiently lethal for what I have in mind for you guys.
Oh.
How about we go around the table and introduce your characters? Somebody go.
Hey, we're almost. I will be playing Chivas Brunk, the new captain of the USS spaceship.
USS spaceship sounds good. We might want to put a pin in that for a little bit later.
I obtained this posting via nepotism because the previous captain died. I contain their symbiote because I am a.
There you go. Yeah, I was about to ask. We're gonna say that you're a Trill. Very nice. What does Captain Chivas look like?
Person with spots.
How far down do these spots go?
That's for me to know, and you do not know.
It's all the way, right? I think canonically they go all the way down.
Entirely fair. Alrighty. Damien, what about you?
Greetings. I'm Damien. He, they. I will be playing the android Rolly. They, them, obviously, because android.
Because you're, artificial life form.
I am the closest thing to a communications officer that the crew has.
Fair enough. All right, sounds good.
How human do you look? Are you just a data? Like you look like a human, but you're the wrong color?
What's the wrong color?
Are you what are they called? A Soon android?
Soon type android, yes.
Okay. I'm a fake Star Trek fan.
Dr. Noonien Soong really liked his own face, so he gave his own face to every single android that he created.
So I'm an android that looks too real, like Uncanny Valley real.
Okay.
Everything just looks too right, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you're like a Ken doll.
I mean, it's not my standard of male beauty, but if that's yours, then...
Okay, so everybody listening, however many there may be, you should imagine the hottest person they've ever seen, and that's what Rolly looks like.
No, hot.
That's a major shade there, Daniel. By the way, who will you be playing?
I will be playing Stark?
My God.
Stark? I don't know how I want to say it. I just randomly picked this name from a generator, so I'm not even 100% sure how his name should sound.
I believe it's Strek.
Strek, like Shrek, yeah, Strek.
Or Star Trek.
Yeah, I actually did not mean for it to be like Star Trek. I was thinking more it would sound sort of like Sarek, like the Vulcan. But Strek, oh my god, I'm just Star Trek, the guy. Okay. I truly did not mean for that to happen, but I love it. Okay. My name's Strek. I am the security chief for the vessel. and I am a Vulcan. And I have been doing this for a very long time. I have gray hair and big gray bushy eyebrows, and you got an older actor playing me. Uh, if we're on television, even though Vulcans like live like a super long time.
Not super long time. They live to be maybe about 300.
Well, okay, you're right.
Longer to
That's not a super long time compared to some Star Trek races, but compared to humans, it's pretty impressive.
First
Um,
episode of The Next Generation, Dr. Leonard McCoy was 112 years old.
I
so
know, and the makeup looks terrible.
They really hated old people back then.
Also, there's no reason for him to be in that. It's really stupid. But whatever.
So yeah, you're pushing what, 200, something like that.
Yeah, I'm pushing 200. I've been in this game for a while. I'm an old pro. I'm not afraid of anything. Being afraid of things is well, I mean, fear in the face of danger is logical, I suppose, but I'm not afraid of anything at this point. I've survived everything so far.
I am afraid of Lord of the Rings.
Right. And why exactly is that?
Well, poor Chivas Bucko, my predecessor with Chivas Symbiont, was getting a haircut in the holodeck when all of a sudden it went haywire and crossed over with the Lord of the Rings, and well, the barber dug too greedily and too deep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It will happen on a mediocre Federation starship.
Are we on a California class?
Wait.
Yeah, think Cerritos.
Wait a second. Didn't that, similar things almost happen on the Enterprise as well?
Yeah, things are always getting fucked up on the yeah.
Yeah, just adding to the holodeck statistic.
Yeah.
New there.
So what are we? Are we the Bakersfield? Are we the Anaheim? The Fremont? The Burbank?
Like a spaceship.
The Oxnard? The Escondido? The Victorville?
Are
What
you?
about the Nards?
I was about to say.
Canonically, the California class ships are all named after California cities. We can't be the Inglewood. That's been established. That's a Bolian only vessel, actually.
I mean, you could have hijacked it.
Oh, we should be the Fontana, because that's also the name of a guy who wrote Star Trek. If you're okay with that.
Works for me if it works for you guys.
I have no
actually,
argument.
I should be careful. I said a guy who wrote Star Trek. It's a gal who wrote Star Trek. She just always credited herself as DC Fontana so people wouldn't know that she was a lady and be weird about it. And then I just fucked up. Anyway.
Now you're weird about it.
Now I've made it even weirder by pointing that out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want us to be in a California class and be on the Fontana. I think that's a cool spaceship. Not that I think it's going to matter too much about our spaceship, because we're going to go down and get fangoriously devoured on an away mission, I assume, right?
Why don't we, dive right into it and see?
Okay.
Okay.
Are we all on deck? Are we all on the bridge, or are we in our various quarters right now? What are we doing?
Let's start with Captain Chivas. Your shift is about to begin. I'm assuming you're doing some sort of a morning ritual, grooming, and otherwise.
Taking a break on the grooming.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Boy, you must stink.
Sonic showers are okay.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Sonic showers are a thing. Anywho, what if anything do you log into your captain's log?
Captain's log, start 8. 6.
The right number of numbers, right?
I suppose I should preface this whole thing by saying that you guys, between missions right now, you're in Beta Quadrant. Um, uh, Nothing too exciting has been happening for about a week.
No second contacts to do.
No second contacts to do.
Okay.
So I can't imagine Captain Chius's log has been very exhilarating.
En route to Space DS9 or whatever. To talk to Starfleet High Command about my replacement. I'm eager to prove myself, but it seems there will be few opportunities. This will be an incredibly uneventful journey.
Alrighty. With that, you enter the bridge and, proceed on your captainly duties. Some hours into the shift, Rolly, you receive a communication from Starfleet Command.
Alright. Captain, we have received a communication from Starfleet Command. Would you like it put through to you?
Put it up on the big screen, Mr. Robot.
Of that show.
Beep boop. Boop beep
Beep
boop.
boop. You recognize the woman on screen as Admiral Nechayev. She offers a polite smile to Captain Chief.
Wave.
Uh,
Wait, we got a video on this thing, right?
yes, I can see you, Captain Chief. How fares the captaincy, as it were?
So far, so good. I think I'm born for this.
Yes, this is we've definitely had to think on our feet, as it were. This is not proper procedure, but I trust you and your crew are performing well under the circumstances.
Well, the Chivius symbiont sort of greases the wheels of space. We don't have wheels though, but we're a spaceship. It makes things easier.
Right. Well.
Space wheels, maybe.
Wheels.
Right. Well, it so happens that we have received a communication from the Foreign Affairs Counselor of NTD3, and he requests a Federation vessel to come and retrieve a Ferengi ship that got lost somewhere in the NTD system, and it just so happens that USS, what are you again, Fontana?
The Fontana.
The USS Fontana happens to be the closest Federation vessel in the team.
Well, I guess we'll go there.
Am I on the bridge?
Yes, you're all on the bridge.
I mean, well, I was going to ask questions, but obviously I would not ask any fucking questions. I'm going to follow the rules, so never mind, actually.
I mean, no, Chief of
my
Security.
guy would not ask any questions. I'm very respectful to the chain of command, even if I don't know if I trust this captain. I would never express that out loud.
All right, I'm pretty new at this. Does anybody on the bridge have questions? You there, pilot guy.
Captain, is in terms, just so that we could be prepared, is this Ferengi ship lost due to damage? Was it attacked by pirates or roving villains that we have at this point in time? I'm not sure what point of Star Trek time we're in right now.
As I mentioned a few times, we're after the discovery of Bajoran wormhole and before the Dominion Wars.
Okay. So I don't know if there's like Romulans or anything. violating neutral zones. No, I don't know where this is. Back up. I just want to know, why did this happen to this ship? But I say it in a Vulcan way.
Was it the work was here?
The Yuuzhan Vong?
The admiral says basically that this information you will have to retrieve from the Foreign Affairs Counselor of NTD3. Like, we were not provided with that information.
All right, communications officer, cue up the dial.
As I'm sure you understand how comms range work, you would have to travel to NTD3 before you would contact the planet.
What's with all these sci-fi doodads if we can't make them do magic?
Mm.
I press a button to pull up any information we have on NTD3.
Sure. NTD3 is a system in the in Beta Quadrant. The only habitable planet seems to be NTD3. It is mostly a water world inhabited by Antidians who are, well, for all intents and purposes, fish people.
Hmm.
You
Are
may
they
or
a
may not have spotted
spacefaring
them.
species?
They are. You may or may
Okay.
not have spotted them in this one episode of TNG. They were horrible fish masks kind of dudes. Another piece of information that you gather is that, well, it's more of a factoid. Antidians find they are a warp traveling species, but they find warp travel extremely taxing and stressful. That's why they spend most of it in stasis.
Ah, okay.
They are not a Federation race yet, but they are allied.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do, Admiral. Wink.
I raise an eyebrow to that.
Perfect. The Admiral does the same. And goes, well, see that you do. Both Ferenginar and NTD are valuable allies to the Federation. Don't screw this up.
Absolutely. Aye, aye, Captain.
She
Admiral.
hangs up.
Okay, how'd I do? Think it went well?
I look at him and then give a hand horizontal, shaking it back and forth to like an but I do it in a very formal, official sort of way.
I believe the correct term is meh.
Oh, yeah, I'll take it. All right. To that planet. Warp 10. Oh, no, we're all lizards now.
The travel to the NTD system is uneventful. You arrive.
Yay.
Yay! What do you do?
Walk over to the planet.
You are being.
Did I suggest that we?
Oh, we are being hailed.
Yes.
Oh,
Who are we being hailed by?
The Foreign Affairs Consular.
Just the person we wanted to talk to.
Mm.
Throw him on the screen.
Convenient, isn't it?
A boopity boop boop boop.
Yeah, there's what comes on the screen is decidedly a fish person.
Oh, God.
Ooh. Can I make a computer's roll to throw a filter up on our outgoing image of our captain to make them look like a talking bass?
Talking bath?
Bass.
Oh, bass.
Ah, okay.
like one of those singing ones.
Yes.
That's the image I had in my head. You can certainly try.
Okay. So, let's going to be.
Remember, failing rolls makes you stressed out and like bad things happen, right?
I know, but I have a
That's
good
it.
chance
Oh,
at
in
this
orbit.
one.
Okay.
Like, I have 61 intellect and computers of plus 10, so it can't be that bad. Haha! I rolled a success. It was a 40.
Very nice. That's a pretty handy success. So, yeah, you assume that counselor uh blinks at the screen, and he starts to speak, or rather, opening and closing his mouth. Your universal translators kick in, and you hear, "Greetings. Welcome to the NTD system. Uh, I see that you are familiar with our customary greeting. You may now lower the filter so we can actually see you."
Boop.
Greetings. This is Captain Chivas from the USS Fontana. We're receiving you.
Captain, um, my name is Counselor Gill. I'm the foreign affairs specialist here. A Federation allied vessel was lost recently on the second planet in our system.
But that one's not habitable.
Very good.
Do you think they're
see
okay?
I see you have done your research. This is indeed a very inhospitable planet to most humanoids, such as yourselves.
Nods thoughtfully.
Um, the last known coordinates of the vessel were in orbit of NTD2, and then they disappeared. Haven't heard from them.
Well, I guess we better go track them down.
Please do. We would hate for anything to happen to them.
Captain,
Hello.
do they have any additional information? What was the purpose of the Ferengi in this region of space?
Ooh, that's a good question. What do you say, counselor?
Uh, we can't. Sure. As I said, NTD2 is an N-class planet. The oceans on it are extremely acidic. I would not know what air breathers would want with NTD.
The Ferengi can be rather mysterious. Yankee traders. Well,
Apparently, well, those few of our kin that dwell in those oceans might be able to provide some more information. They are, however, extremely reclusive. We have very limited contact. Last we heard, uh, there was some sort of a commune there, a church of some kind. We're not sure.
Well, if that's the only lead we have to go on, I guess maybe we'll go there.
Please. And good luck if there's nothing.
All right. Warp
I
time.
roll my eyes at the mention of religion.
Yeah, the fish person on the screen remains a fish. What do you guys do?
Warp 10.
What?
Ooh,
You are within a system.
Impulse 10.
Perfect. I assume you're heading towards NTD2.
Yep.
Well, I would love for you guys to be able to use your ship, but it don't go in water. However, conveniently enough, you have a shuttlecraft that can.
All right, security officer. I want our most experienced people on this. Who would you suggest for an away mission?
They have the most experience of anyone on this ship, Captain. It would be logical that I accompany you on this expedition.
Whoa, accompany me. Are you suggesting I go down there? We already lost one captain.
Oh,
Isn't it standard procedure for the captain of a Starfleet vessel to go down on an away mission?
Oh, God. Okay, but you're coming with me for saying that.
I guess there is an I guess you can bring an additional security person with you if you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely.
The red shirt in question is named Holder. They are some sort of a Klingon hybrid person.
Oh, it sounds like another one of those fantasy names.
Mm. Uh, my parents didn't like me very much.
Hmm.
My goodness. All right. Who's piloting the shuttlecraft?
Holder.
Holder.
Isn't that what his name? Holden?
Uh,
What did you say his name was? I'm sorry. I'm apparently really bad with names tonight. I'm sorry.
I think it's Holder.
Yeah, Holder.
Yes,
That's what I
Holder.
said. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Have Holder do it. That's why we brought him along. He knows how to fly. If he's not great at flying the shuttle, we should just get somebody else who's like really skilled at flying the shuttle.
Makes sense.
I mean, I could do it, but
mhm.
I would think
Yeah.
Starfleet military training would at least cover flying a shuttle.
I mean, I do have military training, so I guess, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I also wanted you guys to roll some dice.
Okay. Can I guess that would be a speed roll or an intellect roll? What would that be?
Speed sounds right.
Okay. Can I use my military training?
Yes.
Okay. Success.
Awesome. By how much?
I don't know. I got a
Alright.
51,
Okay.
which
Um,
beats my speed of 44.
Okay. You descend onto the extremely watery surface of this planet. It is covered in rust-colored water. The visibility is not great. You switch your shuttlecraft into, I don't know. You basically turned it into a submarine.
CE
Okay.
mode.
There you go. Sea mode. You submerge and you
Now we're
start.
in Sequest.
There you go.
You ever watch
You-
Sequest?
Oh,
VSV?
that was a show.
That was it was like
Yep.
Star Trek, but it was underwater.
Mhm.
Yep.
There was
Sure
a talking dolphin.
Did it have arms?
No.
Big buff arms.
Yeah.
4 of them. Yeah. So you submerge and you start heading towards pretty much the only landmark that is inhabited.
But this
On the
is the temple that is occupied by this cult.
I never said cult.
Religion.
Well, I did.
We're much more accepting in the future.
Mhm.
Everything's a religion. Sex
I watched those
religion.
early episodes of TNG where Picard was aghast at the very idea that religion still existed. They backed up on those. They backed off those ideas later. But
They shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Sex religions, suicide religions.
Yeah.
Everything's
wormhole alien religions. Okay.
yeah. So you start heading towards this settlement, as it were, underwater settlement.
Does it have any defenses?
No, it does not.
It does have an ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
It does have an ocean. It seems to be basically coral caves. And a very, very primitive sort of dwellings made out of kelp and some sort of animal bones. The animal, that is. The you, Captain, also science officer, might be interested to know that the readings on your, your sensory readings, your sensor readings indicate extremely high levels of acidity in this water, almost corrosive.
Just as I suspected from the information that we had previously.
Now, this temple that we would be going to, is it also completely underwater, or after we dock, will we be inside and dry?
You're not sure?
Okay. And we brought wetsuits, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's going to be a very short mission if we didn't.
Yes, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, you can function underwater just fine.
Okay.
Take it in nice and easy, Mr. Trek. Don't want to scratch the ride for the next scam.
Of course, Captain.
Mm-hmm. Take them in. Rolly,
Yes.
comms go out.
Can I make a computer skill roll to see what the hell happened?
Yes, absolutely.
Yay!
God, put him back in.
That and that, and a boop. Ah, fuck sakes! I failed. I don't know what's going on.
All you know is that you just lost contact with the ship. Hang on. No, there they are. They're back on now. Huh. Weird.
Hooray.
Yeah, you're not sure what happened there. And you just know that the comms just went out and then turned back on again.
Looking at my stats. Guess
What?
what I got again?
Hmm?
Flamethrower.
Right, yes.
Your
Yeah, I
flamethrower is going to be
noticed that.
very useless underwater.
We're gonna call it a phaser rifle.
Um,
Face.
Short range phaser rifle.
so that sort of hiccup in the communication system is not normal. I would like to run some sort of a diagnostic on the computer because I'm sure I'm sure something's up.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that.
Boop.
How would you like to do that?
With the computer skill
Okay.
because that is
You can do, yes, you can do a diagnostic.
haha. I rolled a 20, and the combined stat plus skill is 71.
Alrighty. You detect. You can't be sure, but the computer might have malfunctioned because of high levels of radiation
Radioactive acid.
that hit your ship right as you guys docked near the commune.
Odd. We seem to have been hit with a radiation wave as we had docked.
Suboptimal.
Is the ship still functioning completely?
Everything seems normal now. Seeing that you guys have docked, you see a few, well, fish people, for lack of a better word, heading in your direction. Just sort of half walking, half gliding.
So they're submerged then.
Yes, you guys are underwater.
It. Well, I wave a greeting at him.
I mean, I have already, since I've docked the ship, I have now gotten up and am putting on the my underwater gear. I've also making sure that my phaser is charged.
Yeah, I'm waving to him through the windshield.
Okay, you're not going?
Not yet.
Okay.
I gotta get ready.
Okay. Well, you guys start getting ready. Dudes, step through the airlock. But
Oh, mine's too big.
yeah, it definitely makes you look fat. Nothing. You step out, um, into the water, and the person in front of you. Um, well, I would love to, describe them in great detail, but
Rubber fish mask.
yeah,
Made a bunch.
yeah, it's a horrible rubber fish mask. They all look the same. Yeah, they raise their hands and what counts for hands? They raise them in greeting. We welcome you, air breathers.
Greetings. We're with Starfleet, looking for a Ferengi ship. I'm Chivas Drunk. This is Rolly, and this is my security officer, Star Trek.
I nod
So-
relatively imperceptibly in my sea suit.
My Atlas, I happen to be the patriarch of this community. Ferengi. Yes, there was an alien crew here. They were adamant that they had to go into our sanctum and retrieve something that their friends left behind. They gave us food and they promised they would respect the will of the many, so we let them in. They haven't come out since.
Well, it's imperative that we're after them. They're looking for them.
Captain,
Hello.
I actually no, not Captain. You. Please explain who the many are.
The many? Why? It's our god.
Hmm.
Right, of course.
It's well, we are blessed to be living basically the same spot as our god. The many dwells in these caves that we have built our village around.
I know better than to put my fingers to the bridge of my nose. But I am thinking that idea very hard.
Can we meet the many?
Possibly, if you respect their will, you can go in.
And the Ferengi are here. They are here in this cave system.
Well, they have not come out. We thought if the many willed it, they would find whatever it is they came for. If not, well, it's not our place to question the many.
To clarify, they did not come out. This is a. Don't you live in these caves?
No. We don't. The caves are the temple of the many. We live.
So you don't go to your own temple.
We do. We only dare.
And the Ferengi are not in there?
No, they went in there. We only
and you go in there.
We only dare into the caves when the many calls us. We sent the lucky ones into the caves in one of those little vehicles that the air breathers left behind centuries ago. Pardon?
A motorcycle?
No, I mean, I'm not sure what you call. They're kind of like eggs. They close. The air breathers left them behind centuries ago.
Like a scuba suit, an underwater diving bathysphere.
Something like that, yes. So,
So to clarify, we are not in the same complex as the temple. We would need to turn around, get back into our shuttle, and to swim, as it were, to this temple.
yes, the entrance to the caves is right over there. Points.
Great, perfect, Captain. A word.
Leprosy.
I think that we need to be going quickly so that we can complete this mission. Also, I'd like to talk to you in private on the
All
ship.
right. I've got one more question for our benevolent hosts here.
Yes.
How long ago did they go into the caves?
Uh, I, he basically translates the time to about 1 Terran week.
Oh boy, yeah. Okay. Thank you for receiving us. I guess we better make haste.
Uh, yes, of course. Just as long as you respect the will of the many, we hope to see you again.
Well, the will of the many outweighs the needs of the few.
Yes. There it is.
Captain, I must caution us in what is about to occur. Going over the files of older expeditions, it is not uncommon for gods to turn out to be incredibly powerful aliens of some sort.
Children. I've been reading the old data slate.
Yeah. I mean, the planet of Pollux 4 has the entirety of the pantheon of the Greek gods of the planet Earth, which doesn't even really make a lot of sense. I know Captain Kirk also met a being claiming to be God who wanted a starship. All of this seems suspect. And the fact that the Ferengi have not emerged, we know Ferengi are not the particularly religious type. I propose that we go in
And
prepared for combat.
Right, Automata.
In the animated series, they met actual.
There was a series of novels called Invasion that had a book in TOS, Next Gen, DS9, and Voyager. And was it called Invasion? It was called something like that, where there were like demons and they fought
Yeah.
demons in all the different. Yeah.
I don't know about Kirk's history. I've been checking into the adventures of the pediatrician or something, trying to figure out what his name. Travels around in a phone booth.
Yeah, that I've also heard about those stories. That also seem to be anytime there's something magical, it turns out it's an alien. Look, let's just get this done.
All right.
We need to rescue these Ferengi or demonstrate that they have been slain to complete our mission.
That sound right, GM?
Yeah, I do believe so. Yeah.
All right, let's go find some corpses. Warp 10.
The planet implodes. You all die. No.
Victory.
Okay.
You enter the caves. They are dark. Barely any sunlight comes through. Everything is, rust colored. The water is extremely rusty. An eerie sort of orange or terracotta. You perform, standard procedures to perform sensor readings. They come back inconclusive. 5 cents.
Well, inconclusive is better than conclusively dead.
1 life sign, 0 life sign. All of a sudden, there's millions of life signs.
Ah, there you go.
Then there's back to 1.
Wait, how many, Frank, are you expecting it? 1, 2, or millions?
I'm sure whatever it is. Let's just find out what's going on.
All right.
Hmm.
Take us in, Captain. Wait.
I bring us in.
Mhm.
I assume this place is all underwater still.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, at least that gives us a little bit more freedom of motion. We can swim up and down.
yeah, you can swim up and down. The caves are somewhat uneven. You have to squeeze through a narrow passage here and there. Would you like to make a piloting check?
Oh yeah, of course.
Hmm.
Gonna make that same roll that I did before. Wait, no, where did it go? Stat. I rolled a 29. That's a success.
Woohoo!
You skillfully make it through some narrow passages.
Easy.
Easy schmeezy. Yes. Who's at the sensors? Doing the sensor sweeps.
I mean, that seems like it should be our communications officer, right?
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
In addition to the weirdly inconclusive life sign readings,
Uh-huh.
Ollie, you detect trace amounts of dilithium and other chemicals in the water, as well as extremely high levels of radiation. Specifically, the kind of radiation that comes from trilithium resin or trilithium
Yeah.
crystals.
And what are those?
Trilithium is a highly sought after compound used, you would know this as a Marine,
Mhm.
used in weaponry,
Hmm.
very much favored by Romulans.
And that's what the Ferengi are here for, right? They were going to take this, use it.
Certainly.
To move forward, you appear to hit a deposit of just such resin because your screens go out. You're flying in the dark.
It'll be much more difficult to pilot if that is the case.
It is. Wait.
Like,
No, they're back on again. Look at that.
Oh,
Isn't that
handy.
handy?
are we in the
There's-
same place we were?
You appear to be. Except, what is that? That looks like an escape pod or two. You sort of curve around a can't English tonight. You curve around basically a big rock, and you see a whole cemetery of escape pods, corroded, half dissolved.
Do they appear to be mate?
Would that be a check?
I mean, I think we would know what escape pods look like, right?
Yeah, they're escape pods, but what kind of escape pod though?
But I asked you.
Sure, give me some sort of a history check.
History. How about command?
I mean, it would be intelligence, is what it would be.
Intelligence. There you go.
Yeah.
What about command?
I don't think command would. I don't think command works here.
I looked over the dossier. Sent to my.
No, gotta use your brain.
Ugh. Yes.
Hmm. Uh, these escape pods are, in fact, of a Romulan make.
Yeah.
Since the computers are working again, can I do a scan of this area?
Absolutely. Right. To scan
Intellect
this
computers.
area.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Uh, I'm not sure if this warrants a check or not. Sure, give me a computer.
It was a success.
Okay. Well, since you cheated, um, you uh don't detect any life signs here in this particular cavern. Uh, a very subtle ping draws your attention. There appears to be something floating in the water just to your starboard. Kind of looks like a data rod.
Um, Gentlemen, there seems to be an object floating off our starboard. I believe it is a data rod of some sort. It may help us learn what is going on here.
It's the best way to do EVA underwater.
Tractor beams.
No, EVA, extra particular.
Uh, well, do you want to like reach out and grab it, or do you want to draw it in?
I'm going to fetch it.
You gotta fetch it. Okay. Yeah, you go through the airlock and basically do the thing where
Spaceships have airlocks,
yeah,
just like submarine.
yeah. Go into the airlock and do the thing where like one door is sealed shut, the other starts filling with the water.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'll go swim out and get it. Into the radioactive acid water. Whoops.
Uh, you venture out into this cavern. Feel a subtle ripple of water. No, it's not. Probably just some debris floating by. Yes, that's fairly disgusting. It looks weirdly organic,
Weird.
flappy, kind of like skin.
What
You
looks
grab
organic? The data tube?
the debris.
Oh, the debris. Okay.
Organic
You
debris and
reach
acid water.
you reach for the data rod and grab it.
It in my underwater.
You put you put it in your underwater pocket.
Do the Velcro.
Perfect. You make it back to the airlock.
Wait,
Hmm. Now,
properly cycling the air. Do. Before I do. Before.
probably for the best. Uh, now the data rod is there's definitely a degree of water damage and corrosion damage, but it's you can still sort of power it up. It's basically a trilithium production report that looks like it's from centuries ago.
Huh.
Like how much dilithium and other raw material was used to yield how much trilithium, how much toxic waste was produced that was presumably dumped in these caves. Um, Now, whoever compiled these reports says the costs of transporting materials, equipment, and personnel turn out to be much higher than the profit from the trilithium. I suggest that uh, the lab should be relocated to a more friendly environment. And besides, these leeches are annoying.
I wonder how many of them there.
I suspect there are many.
Seed. Um, you Give me another piloting check, why don't you?
Okay.
You can do it.
Have you know, I'm a really good pilot.
I believe in you.
Well, if we're allowing me to roll military training with it, I have points in it. Oh, okay. So I talked all that shit, and I did fail, of course. So I gain a point of stress.
Okay. You gain a point of stress. You hit something. The shuttlecraft shakes. The lights go out momentarily.
Everything explodes immediately.
No.
No?
The emergency life support system kicks in and just sort of blinks angry red at you. The alarm goes off. Just as it switched over to the emergency life support, it switches back on. Like to the regular life support. Aha, I know my Star Trek. Yeah, you probably hit like a cluster of uh, trilithium resin or something. It's probably nothing. What comes up
We
on
don't need to
screen?
make like panic checks or anything.
Are you feeling particularly panicky?
Absolutely.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not. I'm feeling okay.
Mhm.
I'm a Vulcan. I control my emotions, but
Right. I suspect the android is too. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you feeling panicky, Captain?
Absolutely.
Okay, make a panic check.
As soon as I remember how.
I mean, if you have the app, you could just click panic. On the little dice section, you roll 2d10 is what happens.
Okay. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh no! I succeeded, so nothing interesting.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine.
Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, that definitely gave you quite the scare, but you trust in the skills of your pilot.
Haven't seen that much red since the last time I was in a host.
Hmm.
Mm.
Oof, gruesome. Um, what comes in front of you? What comes on the view screen in front of you appears to be a ruins of some sort, like covered in corals.
Sea ruins.
Uh huh. I mean,
This, I assume, are the old Romulan mining operations.
you could assume yes.
I mean, again, I don't know for sure, but you know,
They don't mine trilithium; they synthesize it.
okay. I then why were they doing it here?
You know, the Romulans and their secrets.
They do like secrecy. This is
They
true.
do. They do like secrets.
They were unknown what they looked like for a really long time to the humans, and then all of a sudden they found out they looked like Vulcans, and it was a big surprise. It's kind of odd.
Vulcans with ugly foreheads.
Hey, we get to make those jokes, not you. No. Now here's the question: are there any life signs inside this? Could this be where the Ferengi are?
Inside the ruins?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do my sensor eyes tell me?
What do your sensor eyes tell you? They keep showing 0 life signs and then suddenly million. All of them sort of clustered together.
And it's somewhere in the.
So,
And then 0 again.
can knowing that there is this trilithium interference going on, can I calibrate, make a computer's roll to calibrate the sensors to kind of ignore some of that noise?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna do so.
Hmm.
Boop. Haha! I rolled a 21.
21.
Yes,
Wonderful.
that's a success by a lot.
Hmm. Uh, yeah. Once all of this noise is sort of turned off, don't detect any life signs in the ruins, nor do you detect uh, anything that could look like a ship. There is, however, a uh, something that reads as ship debris for your port bow.
Promising.
Pass this information along.
Putting
How
you
far
exclude-
away is this debris?
Basically in the next room. If you were to think about this as a dungeon, it would be in the next room.
Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything to be gained by trying to enter into these ruins, or should we just keep looking around other places?
You could start trying to clear out some of the debris from the ruins. Your sensors don't play anything except maybe some remains of centuries old lab equipment, some trilithium crystals.
Well, we live in a post-scarcity society, so we don't need these incredibly valuable.
Yeah, I think we're probably fine. Let's keep going deeper. Do I need to make another
Sure.
piloting roll?
You're fine.
Okay. I'm fine to do it if you need me to.
No, you're okay.
Yeah, okay.
What reads as ship debris is, in fact, a partially intact Ferengi ship that is sort of sitting on the ocean floor.
Well, let's get out there, grab their corpses, get back to the ship.
Are there life signs?
No.
Okay.
No life sign.
I'm assuming the sensors don't show that, or rather, let me rephrase that. I'm assuming the sensors show that the ship doesn't have any power, or is there any sort of power source or signature that the sensors pick up? I can roll if you would like me to.
You can surmise that all of the computers are damaged by the acidic water and trilithium radiation, therefore rendering the ship inoperable.
So we're not going to get any information from the ship's computers.
Not from the computers, no.
Okay.
So
Okay.
our sensors tell us what might have caused the failure.
Inconclusive.
Fucking sensors.
I'm gonna follow protocol and send out a hailing signal towards the vessel.
Okay. You get no response.
There doesn't seem to be any response to our hails.
It's the sci-fi equivalent of poking a corpse with a stick.
Let's see if we can find any other parts of the ship. See if any things are functioning. And after that, Captain, there's really nothing left that we can do.
I agree. Captain's log, stardate 7. We found remains of what we presume to be the Ferengi ship. No bodies to be found, but looks of things from this inhospitable environment. Imagine this to be final resting place. Prove their demise.
Don't know that there's no bodies.
I'm pretty sure.
There's
Um,
no life sign.
I look for bodies.
You look for bodies? How do you look for bodies?
And
so I do have one more question about this ship. Does the computer have any information on what class of Ferengi vessel this was first, and kind of what parts of the ship are still left, quote unquote, because you said this is kind of a wrecked ship.
By mostly intact, I meant that there was like a big fat gash in it. A big rip in the hull.
Okay.
As for the
Like
class of
created by claws or lasers or
actually probably just bad piloting. These narrow ass passages.
huh.
As for the class of the ship, this is like I'm not familiar with Ferengi ship specifications. It's one of those ships that only needs like 2 to 3 people to crew it.
Oh, so there'd only be a couple people on it.
Yeah.
Basically, the Ferengi
Good,
version
because
of
we
a
weren't going to be able to
shuttlecraft.
fit a bunch of people on this shuttle.
Mm-hmm. You might find something inside the ship if you'd like.
Okay. I mean, you said that all the computers are busted up. Do we think that there might be like some of the hard drives equivalents might have survived?
They might have.
I suppose they do want confirmation of the bodies.
Okay. I get us in close.
I have to suit up, gentlemen and gentlemen adjacent vegetation units.
You could, or you could beam onto the bridge if you'd like.
Oh, we probably want to suit up still. Anyway.
Yeah. The bridge is mostly flooded, but empty. The computers seem, again, inoperable.
Transporter.
Hey?
I was going to roll to do the transporter.
Nah, you're fine.
Yeah, it'd probably be pretty bad if I.
Wait, are we all transporting together? Do we need to leave Ensign what's his name on the ship to transport us back? Or can we just beam ourselves up?
All right, Holder's with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holder can stay behind for now.
Well, I mean, Holder could come with us. I just don't know. I don't know the rules. Can we just like press a button and get beamed up without anybody being on the shuttle? Like connect to the shuttle like wirelessly?
I'm gonna say this would require some programming.
Okay. Can I make a computer's check to be able to program this?
Yes.
Yay for skills. Boop, boop. Roll. Haha! I succeeded with a 26.
Yeah, you can basically hail the shuttle using your comm badges and give it the command to beam you out of there. So you find yourself on a mostly flooded bridge. It is empty. The computers are inoperable. However, there are some data slates.
Take him.
Okay. Wait. Sorry, not slates. Pads.
Ah,
Yeah, one of those, tablets that they record shit on.
PADD pads.
Yes, there you go.
Yes.
take him.
Hmm. You just what do you do with them?
Put him in my underwater backpack.
Perfect. All right. You make your way. Basically, there's like 2 compartments in the ship: the bridge and the cargo hold.
Don't have a washroom?
Nah, they beam that shit right out.
But
I will go forward. I do have my phaser out. I mean, it's a revolver in the rules of this
Yeah.
system, but it's a phaser.
Thick chambered face.
Yeah.
In the cargo hold, the 2 bloated skin sacs. They're vaguely Ferengi shaped.
Tell by the ear.
You could tell by the ears. They're floating in the water. There's an escape pod latch that is half open. Like one of them almost made it out. The skin sacs ripple. Writhing in.
Hey, back to the shuttle.
Captain,
Hello.
permission to open fire.
Are you sure that'd be wise?
Understandable, Captain. Yes. Seems like something has devoured them. I don't care for insects, sir.
That stands to reason. Insects are gross.
Yes.
Right now, they're busy with the insides of those Ferengi.
Great.
We should just leave them alone and get out of Dodge.
I do think that makes
They
sense.
have Dodge on your planet.
I'm aware of the human expression. I'm not sure how you are, though.
Internet.
I suggest that we leave immediately.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
Unmanned ship. Several to bring up. Like a couple of us. Go.
Uh, you know how shuttles are pretty cramped?
Yes.
Basically the portion of the shuttle that has the transporters seems to be filling with water for some.
Unfortunate.
On our shuttle?
On your shuttle, you transport back in and you're ankle deep in water.
We need to get it sealed immediately.
Yeah, it's almost like something happened back there when you hit that rock or whatever.
Yeah, I figured. I thought this thing had shields. Okay.
did you activate the shields?
Yeah, can we activate the shields? Can we something deflector array, something keep the water out?
You can certainly try.
I succeeded
Okay.
another panic check.
Succeed a panic check. Okay. You try to activate the shields.
I'm
They
actually probably going to need to make a panic check as well. Actually,
Yeah, do that.
This is panic time.
Probably when we saw the loaded husks.
That would have been probably a fear save, maybe. Okay, I failed
Oh, fun.
my
Alright.
panic check,
Okay.
so
Well, it
I
does not
gain
help.
1 stress, and I am now jumpy. All nearby crew members also gain 2 stress.
Awesome.
Oh,
It doesn't help that when you try to turn on the shields, they sort of flicker on and back off again because of the radiation interference.
I don't know enough about shields to get the shields working, Captain. I can pilot just fine, but I'm not an engineer.
So can I try to make a physics roll?
Hmm.
To try and modulate the shield.
Actually, gang, I don't mean to be rude. There is another thing. Technically, when I panic, which I did, every close friendly character needs to make a fear save. because the guy with the gun is panicking.
Okay.
Panic check. Oh, there.
What? You have to make a fear save. A fear save is separate than a panic check. Yes.
I succeeded.
And I can
Okay.
add mathematics to that, right?
I can't imagine you would.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh. A 96
Oof.
is it's a failure.
Okay.
Now I believe. Yes. Okay, no bad stuff. That happens on sanity save.
Okay, so you're just scared shitless? Is that what happens? All right.
I do believe you gain a thing of stress.
That happens automatically.
Yeah.
Okay. May I make my
so there's-
physics roll?
Yeah. Yes, do it up.
Boop. Critical success. I rolled a 33.
Awesome. All right. Now what were you making the physics for again?
To essentially try and modulate essentially trying to get the shields to work by modulating them against the the radiation and other type bullshit that's preventing them from actually activating.
Yeah, you make your way to the controls and modulate the shields. It's taking you a little bit. Much faster than it normally would because you're so smart. However, the life science sensors display one single life sign inside the transporter room that was not supposed to be there, like in addition to your three companions.
Hold on, beam it into space.
On it. He's what am I looking on again?
Yeah, the life sign. That's not us.
How do you know about this,
What?
Captain? The android didn't say anything yet.
The GM just told me.
So is the transport room like is there a door between us and the transporter room?
Yeah, you are in the transporter room, no?
Oh, okay, we're in the transporter room. Do I see this other thing in here?
You see a ripple on the wall.
Oh fuck.
I shoot.
Okay.
I shoot it. With my
I didn't
fist.
fail my panic check to that extent. I'm looking. Do I see anything to shoot?
Do you see anything to shoot?
Because I'm gonna shoot. If I, yeah.
You see Holder start screaming.
Shoot him.
There's something on me. There's something on me.
Is there something on him?
He drops and rolls.
It's
And-
fire. Get it.
And that's when you see it. They become visible when they're crushed. Leeches. Almost translucent. Pulsating leeches. That are trying to attach themselves to Holder.
Oh, they're just about invisible. I get why they think they're gods.
How about
I
a fear
shoot-
save? Would this be a good time to make a fear save?
Don't panic.
mean, it seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Make a fear
Yeah.
save, why don't you?
Everybody?
That's that one.
Yeah.
You're at the controls.
Yeah.
You're
My fear is
screaming.
fine.
Okay.
So fear if you're there, panic if you're not. Dreams? Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense. Rolly, make a panic roll. What's your fear save?
Bad.
Oh yeah.
I
Haha.
passed that one.
Oh okay.
Ooh. Okay. I'm cool with this. So I rolled a failure. However, I gained adrenaline rush. I get advantage on the rolls for the next 2d10 minutes, and I reduce stress by 1d5.
And I don't think we're close to you, so it's fine. Like, because there's a bad thing when you panic, but as an android, I think it's. I think.
I would say it would have to be anybody in the same room because my trauma response is fear save. Oh, fear saves made by close friendly players are at a disadvantage.
If we saw you panic, which we didn't necessarily.
No, there's a door between you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although
we are going to recognize that the android is panicking, which is not. You don't want that.
No.
So first, my D5 roll. I remove 4 stress, so I go back down to 2. And then 2d10 dice. 1, 2. Boop. The next 13 minutes. I have advantage on all rolls? Yeah, on all rolls.
Yeah, Holder's lower jaw starts melting away for some reason.
Captain, needs of the many. Godspeed,
Yeah, apparently.
And I push the captain and myself out of this room and close the door.
Oh, all right.
Hey.
I was still going to transport him out.
I was actually waiting for a chance to do something. I would like to make a computers roll to try and lock on these life forms and try and transport them out, if at all possible.
I mean, they'll probably just swim back in, but yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah, make a computers roll.
Ooh, and I have advantage.
I'll do another panic roll.
Haha! Success! I'm glad I had advantage. By 1. Technically 2.
By 1? Oh.
Yes, my score is 71. I rolled a 70.
You are able to lock onto the alien life form. One little caveat, though. They are very firmly attached to Holder, who is, you hear screaming and thrashing, objects falling.
Oh, this is why I made the panic. This is the first time I've ever lost anyone under my command.
I've lost a lot of people.
Oh, God. Panic.
This is not good.
So, since I'm in technically another room, do I know how firmly they are attached to Holder?
You sort of can't differentiate between the two. Like, you are locked onto the alien entity, but it's sort of a package deal.
Oh God, you're gonna teleport Holden into a bunch of chunks.
Captain.
Do it, Mr. Rolly.
Wait, you said dupe. Fine, captain's orders. I pressed the button to commit.
May God have mercy on our souls. Or like, I don't know, base computer or what.
If the courts martial ends up happening, you are my witness that this was the captain's orders.
I never shut off the captain's log. This was all recorded anyway.
Yeah, you lock onto the alien entity and Holder and beam them out of the ship. The screaming stops because sound does not carry underwater.
Water. No one can hear you scream.
Exactly.
What sound carries underwater, but we're not out there, so fuck it.
Yeah, you're inside a ship. Is sort of.
Is the ship still filling up with water, or did the shield stop it?
The shield stopped it.
All right, take us back to space where it's safe.
Absolutely, Captain. I was going to suggest we do the same thing. I'm going to make a pilot roll right now to leave forever.
Do it.
Forever? forever.
Roll to leave.
I rolled an 84, so that's a failure, and I gain 1 stress.
Oh, that's got to be a bad.
You start turning the shuttle around. The holder is like right on your window.
Oh my god!
His body is
I'm not gonna
contracting and
do that.
rippling.
Gonna roll a fear save here.
Yeah, do that.
92 failure.
What happens? Nothing? Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
cool.
you say what happens with the fear save. They gain 1 stress, and if you would like, something else can happen on the fear save, like you run away or something. But it could just be you're adding stress, which is also a totally valid thing to do.
You watch in horror as Holder's body ripples and contracts as if eaten from the inside.
Why did we come down to a planet? We're Starfleet.
We're definitely not water fleet.
We go in space. We don't go in planets.
Now, since this is the second time our pilot has gotten us into an accident, Rolly is going to try and set up the autopilot for the shuttle to get us back to the ship without running into anything again.
Probably a good idea.
May I roll for that?
Yes.
Shaboop.
You get bonuses for several minutes, so go ahead.
So yes, I rolled an 18.
Must be nice. I rolled an 84.
Autopilot engaged.
Take your computer, Lenny.
He's a Vulcan. He's clearly losing it, but how is he keeping it together?
Yeah,
My emotions are getting really stressful, and for some reason, sometimes that makes other people stressful around Vulcans, depending on like the rules of the episode. Because we're all like low-key psychic.
Yeah, you definitely feel. Yeah, it doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
Your sort of default telepathy probably feels the exact moment when Holder's life is no longer there.
Oh no!
When
I
like
didn't realize I was
consciousness
that
just stops
telepathic.
functioning.
Is that
Oh
some sort of save, GM? Is
Pardon?
that some sort of save?
Sure. Why not?
no! What sort of save?
Panic?
Wait, is everybody
So
panicking?
it's sanity, fear, and body.
Oh,
Oh, you want me to just panic? You just want me to just panic? Okay, I'll
Mhm.
panic. I failed.
All right.
I gained 1 stress.
anyway, what's
You
your trauma
gain-
response?
Everybody has to make fear checks because a guy with a gun is panicking.
Yeah, the guy with the gun just starts slamming buttons randomly.
Failed.
Ooh, I get advantage. Haha, critical success.
Nice.
I find both the biological are dead, the android, and they're gonna make the obvious.
So the autopilot starts basically flying, well, swimming, I suppose, the shuttle out. However, because the guy with the gun is slamming buttons randomly, shields go down.
If you could stop doing that, that
Just
would
trying
be
to signal
great.
the Fontana to beam us up.
Yeah, no, comms have not been operational since you guys basically hit the surface.
You said they came back.
And then they went back out again. It's
No.
almost like there's radiation interference that's fucking with your computer, hey?
Yeah.
God, I hate radiation.
Can I make a computers check to try and fix the shields?
Do it up.
Advantage. Boop. Success with a 10.
With a 10. Very nice. All right. Yeah. Ooh. Quite the success, hey?
Yeah. My
Right.
combined skill check is 71.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you start fixing the shields. The sensor array is signaling that the alien entity splits in two, and while one half is busy with poor Holder, the other starts steadily chasing after the ship.
Warp 10.
You man,
I want to use my combat skills to fire the ship's phasers at it.
Aha.
okay. Rolly gets shields back online with the success. But yeah, the thing is still chases after you. Fire phases, you said.
Yeah.
All right,
The,
sure.
the shuttle has phasers, right?
It does.
They can fire outside the shields, right?
Yeah, phasers shoot through shields. That's a thing.
All the time.
Yeah.
Really? Oh gosh. maybe
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, they absolutely shoot. They shoot phasers when they're in combat.
Yeah, but I think the shields go down when they do.
Okay, well, they go down for a quick second and then they go back up. That's the whole thing.
Shields is faster than water. That's
Yeah.
science.
We could take a little bit of water if we could blow that thing up.
Sure. Go ahead and shoot your phasers. Why don't
Okay, I have a question. Can I use my firearm skill? Because there's no like ship weapon skill in this system.
Weird.
Or could I use my military training?
Firearms is fine.
Great, love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shields in Star Trek do not automatically lower when phasers are fired. Well, there you go.
Yeah, because the phasers like fucking modulate something to go through the shields.
Yeah, they phase through the shields.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
Hey, I rolled a 12. That's what we're looking for, baby.
Nice. Okay.
My firearm skill is 68 added to my combat. So I fire a lot.
Okay. Do your damage?
I don't know what the phaser's damage is. I have a revolver. I don't have a ship gun.
Yeah, you want to flamethrower damage?
3d10 sound about right?
I don't know how much life it has, so sure.
I mean, considering like if the like player health is to be taken as like average, that would probably be on the low side of acceptable. Because I would think a like shuttlecraft phaser would be able to like turn a human-sized thing into dust.
Probably not much else. They're not really meant for combat.
It's your call.
Yeah.
I'll roll 3d10. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, maybe also the radiation's fucking up the
Yeah.
lasers too, so. Oh, yeah, who knows how it works in water. I rolled a 5, a 2, and a 7, so that's 14 damage.
Yeah, the sensor array shows that the entity seems to become a little bit smaller.
Perfect.
Thanks, sensors.
It's still going after you, though.
We have shields, though, right? It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I can shoot again, but other people should probably do something. I don't know what they can do. Can you make it go faster?
Yeah, I would like to use piloting to make the shuttle go.
Okay. Do it.
Wait, you have piloting and you weren't piloting the shuttle?
That is correct.
Wait, you had piloting if you weren't piloting the shuttle?
Yeah. Held its speed before. 32. Success.
Yay!
All right. Success by how much?
Oh, good. Skill is 50. Roll was 30.
Yeah, you you smash through what remains of Holder. And you make it out.
Victory.
You make it out of the caves. And
We go to space.
yeah, we can say that you guys successfully resurface and beam the hell out of there.
Fuck it, leeches can't follow us now.
Aw. I wanted so badly to kill one of you.
I spent an hour in a sonic shower after this.
Yeah. What do y'all put into your logs, if anything?
Captain's log. Start 8. 8. Series of screams.
Yeah, this feels like a good spot to end this.
I write down the name of another person lost under my command.
Aw. Poor
Then you
Holder.
cross it out and write, nope. This was the captain's.
I did write.
Well, no, I've been doing this longer than as a security officer. It's my job to keep everybody alive on the ship.
I won't stand for this insubordination. It was my fault.
You still have that Ferengi pad. If you'd like to play whatever's on it.
No, they got attacked by the bugs. Right?
I can't start it up. I don't have
Gross.
any platinum.
It's Ferengi pad. It's not gonna work unless you pay it.
you gotta subscribe. It's a subscription service.
Fucking Ferengi. Okay, good game. Good game.
Yay.
I think that went.
That was fun.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
I am gonna go because I need to use the restroom, but real quick, I guess we should plug the show, right? Hey, check out Daniel's Dread Tales, new episode this week, right? Is it this week?
Wednesday,
Yeah. Start of the new arc, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
And
retrospective was last time.
Yeah, the retrospective was last time. Okay. And
Oh,
did we talk about the thing? Did we use the P word? Is that out there yet?
The
No, we have not
Patreon?
peed. Go pee, Dan.
Oh, no, I was talking about the Patreon. Have we officially announced that?
I don't think we have yet.
Okay. Nothing. Forgot I said anything.
Have we
More
pulled the
official
trigger?
things will be coming soon.
We should probably pull the trigger and make that like live.
Yeah, we probably should.
I was figuring I'd do that for not this episode, but the next one, because that's the first time we mentioned it in record.
Yeah,
Okay.
that tracks.
Okay. Well, you get a preview if you heard this, folks. All right. Bye. I have to go use the restroom and maybe take a sonic shower myself because that was icky.
Patreon.
Good night, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye. And boop.